Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 26, 2020. This video is being recorded for release on Friday, March 27, 2020. My name is Tim Davis. I'm a financial advisor, certified financial planner, and managing director at the Davis Executive Wealth Management Group at Stewart Partners in Boston. I wanted to give you a weekend update today based upon the news and events that have taken place since we last spoke earlier this week. And what a big week it has been in the news, in the markets, and everything in between. On Monday morning, we got news from the Federal Reserve that they were going all in, and that they were going to be buying corporate bonds, municipal bonds, treasuries, agencies, and probably some other things in between. And that was very, very, very good news. It's going to go a long way towards stabilizing the fixed income markets. And it's one of the things that we mentioned that it was going to be necessary to put in a bottoming process in this market. Another big one was the stimulus package that was being negotiated in Congress and has now passed the Senate and will go to the floor of the House, I believe, tomorrow, Friday, March 27th, and hopefully will be signed by the president by the weekend. I want to talk a little bit about that stimulus bill and how important that it is. This is a $2 trillion stimulus bill, which is historical by any standards. This package will buy us time, and that's what we need. Right now, the U.S. economy is largely shut down, and in 2019, the U.S. GDP was $21.43 trillion. This is a $2 trillion bill, which means that it is about 9% of GDP. Assuming that there's no economic activity, that buys us 34 days of economic activity via stimulus. There is some activity, but if we use simple math, we'll assume that we're at 50% output, buys you a couple of months. And really what we're hoping for is that if this can buy us time until late April, early May, to at least start the gears of the economy rolling again. Doesn't mean that it's over, just means that we can somewhat start to begin to return to normal. Then we should be in probably, hopefully, good shape. And what does that mean? That means that that the U.S. economy, which is the largest economic engine in the world, will slowly begin to start back up. We turn that engine off, you just don't turn it back on. There are obviously millions of different components that go into it, and that's really what we're looking to do. If you look deeply into the stimulus bill itself in terms of what it provides for the economy, very important dynamics to it. Here are some of the things that are in the bill. Big business will get $500 billion that can be used for loans and assistance to companies, including $50 billion for airlines as well as state and local governments. $350 billion in small aid to businesses, $150 billion to hospitals, $1,200 to each adult, as well as $500 to each child below certain income thresholds. Unemployment insurance extension for 4 months, bolstered by $600 a week. Restrictions on business aid. So any company receiving aid will not be allowed to buy back their stock for the duration of the loan plus 1 year. And certain members of government will not be eligible for any assistance if they are affiliated with the executive or legislative branch. So the aid package, the stimulus bill, was exactly what we were looking for, and helps to check two solid boxes in terms of what we were looking for in a bottoming process. The third box is progress on the coronavirus, which I don't think I need to go too deeply into since that is so unbelievably covered in the news. And unfortunately, I hate this phrase, but it will get worse before it gets better. And as I mentioned in an earlier video, the market will probably bottom before the news gets better. And if this week is any indication, especially in the last 2 or 3 days, that is taking place. And in fact, through yesterday, Tuesday and Wednesday were the first back-to-back positive days in the Dow since February. So if it's felt bad, it has been bad. But we've been very much on top of this, talking to our clients, talking to our friends, making sure that that everybody's risk is in check and the portfolios are doing what they should be doing. In terms of some final thoughts for the weekend, I think it's really important that we all keep a very clear state of mind during these troubling times. That's a very hard thing to do. when we're stuck in the house, we probably have a tendency to, go online, look at your phone, watch the news. Probably not the best thing to be doing all day, every day. It's a big reason why I came to Northern Vermont during this time, because in Massachusetts we have a stay-at-home order. And if I'm going to be staying at home, I want to be staying at home in the woods in my backyard where I can go out, get fresh air, clear my mind, and make sure that, the advice that I'm giving my clients, as well the advice that I'm giving myself, and my overall state of mind is as crystal clear as it can be. And I believe that your environment has a lot to do with that. And it certainly has had a very positive impact on myself and my family in terms of how we've been able to get through this. And, for those of you that know me, you might get a kick out of this. I signed up for an online meditation class that was supposed to last an hour. I made it 20 minutes, which is pretty good for me. But, I think that going through steps like that to make sure that we're not getting emotional about, our state of mind and how we're going through things, we're going to get through this. There's no question about this. This is our generation's World War II. So I emphasize again the importance of making sure that you're calm, you're cool, you're collected. And if there's anything that we can do to help settle your mind, talk about things, not just the markets, but your family or anything else, we'd be happy to do that. So, enjoy this weekend with your family. Enjoy this time that we have. This is, on the other side of this has actually been, a kind of a good period to reconnect with friends and family and the things that are important. So that is all I had for an update this week. We look forward to talking to you again next week. We look forward to making these videos updates more regular. And, I'm sure the format will change and things will evolve, but, make the most of our time together, make the most of my time here in my new remote office and again in Northern Vermont. So thanks again, everybody. Stay in touch. Feel free to call us. Feel free to give us an email. I love to hear from everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.